Should we start, students? Should we start what we have finished? Last topic was ECB into equity, right? Let's start with the another topic, then we'll go ahead with reporting, and I think the chapter will be over. Let's see. What was the condition for oil marketing companies, beta? What was the condition for oil marketing company? They can get into ECB, right? Maximum permissible limit will be 10 billion US dollar, but it is for all marketing company. It is not for one particular this thing, right? Oil marketing company, and they can adopt automatic route, right? And they can take only for working capital requirement, right? Not for other requirement, right? I'm starting with a topic. I guess it will come in your exam. It's very important. They haven't asked yet, so there are chances that this will come in your exam. I'm starting with untraceable entities. What I'm starting with, students, is untraceable entities. So now what would be untraceable, beta? What do you mean by have you gone through with vanishing company का concept or dormant company का concept? Have you heard about dormant company? A company which is not working is known as dormant company, right? What is vanishing company? A company which is not means no one is available for the contact, right? Vanishing means they are vanished, right? Right, they are not available for contact, right? They are not approaching, and the authority when approaching is not available, right? They are not available, right? Right, students. So what would be untraceable entity, beta? What would be untraceable entity? Means which is not traceable, right? Which is not accessible, right? Means, can I say that kind of defaulters will be untraceable entity? Can I say that, beta? Means you took the loan from foreigner, right? You took the loan from foreigner and you got vanished, right? You will create a bad image of this country, right? If you will do that, right? That is what untraceable entity. Got my point, students? So practically, if we'll talk about untraceable entity, over here, untraceable entity is nothing more than an entity which has taken the ECB, and once the ECB has been granted, now they are not available for contact, right? They stopped repaying the ECB. Now the government will ask the concerned lender that whatever legal action you want to register against that entity you take, but we are debarring them, right? We are debarring all the concerned person that further they cannot raise any ECB, right? Right, students. What is untraceable entity, students? And practically untraceable entity is an entity which is not traceable, means whatever registered office they have shown, they are not existed there, right? Have you watched Ferreira Peri? You watch Hindi movies? No, na. So in certain situation it may happen, like if you're putting investment somewhere, right? And once the investment has been done, now you're approaching the company, but you're not finding it like where the company exactly is, right? They have put the registered office address which was fake or a false address, right? The entity will be classified as what, beta? Untraceable. When you try to contact the concerned person who took the investment from him, he's not either picking up the phone or his phone is not reachable. They would become what? Untraceable. Whatever promoter, director they were talking about, they are not in their place. Can I say that the entity will be what? Untraceable. If the entity is untraceable, can I say that they would have a bad intention for ECB, right? They're not willing to pay it out, right? Or what they have done, they have spent the ECB in a wrong manner, but now they are not capable enough to repay it, right? Right, students. What the Indian government will do? They'll debar, right? They'll debar or the promoter, director, KMP officer and the company to raise further EC, right? And what they'll say, they'll ask the concerned lender that if you want to file a case against them, you can take judicial action. It is up to you, right? But what we'll do, for protecting the other lenders, we will debar them from taking further EC. Got my point, students? Tell me, what is untraceable entity, beta? What is untraceable? Which is not accessible for contact. If it is a company, it is not available at its registered office, right? Or its registered office is a fake registered office, right? or its promoter, director, KMP officer or person in charge is not accessible for contact, right, will be classified as what, beta? Untraceable. If an entity is being declared as an untraceable entity, two consequences will be there. The RBI will debar them from accepting any ECB, point number one, right? Further ECB. Point number two, what would happen, beta? The concerned lender can take judicial action against that entity and the person in charge of that entity. Is it clear? Got my point, students? Let's proceed further. Now they are saying that identifying untraceable entity. I'm started with untraceable entity. An entity is considered untraceable. So that entity may be an individual, that entity may be a company, that entity may be a firm, right? Communication failure. The entity along with its auditor, director, promoter is unreachable or unresponsive over email, letters, phone for 2 quarters or more, despite at least 6 documented attempts to contact them, right? When you will be classified as an untraceable entity, beta, when the entity itself, its auditor, its promoter, its directors are unreachable or unresponsive, and during the last 2 quarters you have made around 6 documented attempt to contact them, but they are not responsive. Is it clear? What is the first condition, beta? An entity may be a company, firm or whatsoever, right? If the concerned company, its promoter, director, KMP officers and their promoters, right, and their auditors are not responsive, right? But not responsive over a period of 2 quarters, means over the period of 6 months, right? And how many attempts you have made? Almost every month you have made an attempt, right? Means around 6 attempts you have made on documented, right? Proper mail has been sent, proper letter has been sent to them, but they are not answering or responding to those letters, right? Right, students? Further, non-operative. The entity is not found to be operating at its registered office during a visit by AD Bank's official or other authorized bank, right? You are not available at your registered office, means you have submitted a fake registered office, or if it was a lease office, right? Office on lease, then you have dropped the lease, right? Means you are not available at your registered address, right? Non-compliance. The entity has not submitted a statutory auditor certificate for the last 2 years or more, and they have failed to file annual audit report in last 2 years. Is it clear? In 3 situations, you will be treated as what, beta? Untraceable entity. First, your promoter, auditor, directors are non-responsive. From last 2 consecutive quarters, they are trying to contact you 6 times, but minimum 6 times documented, but you are not responsive. Second, you're not available at your registered office. Third, from last 2 financial years, you haven't filed your auditor certificate, right? You will be classified as what, beta? Untraceable. And this is not good, right? This is not good for lender. This is not good for this country. This is not good at all for the person who borrowed the money, right? Because now you're going to blacklist it, right? Yeah, right? You're going to be blacklisted by whom, beta? RBI. Now promoter, director, KMP officer cannot think about raising ECB in future, right? Right, students? Now, action for untraceable entity. Once an entity is classified as an untraceable, the following step will be taken. File revised form ECB. Submit the last ECB2 return without the company's certification. Mark the form with untraceable entity in bold. The outstanding amount will be treated as written off from the country's external debt liability, but the lender may retain it in its books for recovery. What the first action will do? Authorized bank will contact the concerned Department of Reserve Bank of India and file ECB2 return, in which it will write that now this entity is untraceable entity. Reduce this amount from our external debt liability because we are not responsible to pay this debt. Who is responsible to pay this debt? Is the borrower, right? So they'll ask India, right? They ask RBI that remove this from your external liabilities, right? Means we need not to pay further on these loans. These loans are going to be closed down now, right? But the concerned lender can definitely initiate what, beta? Legal action against the concerned person. Is it clear? Is it clear what I'm teaching you, beta? What am I teaching you? Can I say that untraceable entity is nothing more than the defaulter, right? They took the loan and they vanished, right? That is not good at all for anyone. Is it good for the country? No. Is it good for the borrower? Beta, you are going to be blacklisted, right? The third, is it good for lender at all? How it can be good, right? He has to write it off. It will become a bad debt for them, right? So how you will be classified as an untraceable entity? From last 2 years, you are not filing your auditor certificate, right? Or you're not available at your registered office, right? Or in last 2 quarters, they have made around 6 official attempts to contact your promoter, auditor, or director, and they are not responsive, right? You will be classified as an untraceable entity. Action will be taken by authorized bank. Authorized bank will file with RBI what? ECB2 form, that is the final return of ECB, in which he'll write what? This entity has become untraceable, right? Now write off the amount. Now think about it. Who is writing it off, beta? The government is writing off, right? From their external debt liability. Does it mean that the concerned lender would have no right against the borrower? Does it mean that? How it can be possible? He has given a legal loan. He has given a legal loan to the concerned person. So he is having all right to file claim, right? He can initiate action in his own country, right? He can file a case over here in India. Definitely he is having statutory right, contractual right to recover that amount, right? Here written off should not be taken it like that. Now he should forget about his loan. No, he would not, right? He'll put the legal case against the borrower, right? Right, students, is it clear? Further, no new ECB application. I told you, right? You would be debarred now, right? Now the AD bank should not process any new ECB application from the untraceable entity, right? Even not only untraceable entity by their promoter, director, auditor, right? No such application will be proceeded further, right? Can you raise new ECB? You have already defaulted an existing ECB. How can you take a loan if you are the defaulter over here in India? No, no bank will give you a loan, right? They are having all the data of every defaulter, right? There is a centralized agency over here in India known as CIBIL, right? CIBIL is there, right? Your CIBIL score will become poor if you are started defaulting your loans, right? Will you get any loan further? Because of your low CIBIL score, you are not going to get any loan from India, right? So do you think that if you will become defaulter untraceable entity, will you get any loan from outsider? Answer would be no. Even AD bank will not process any loan application further, right? Right, students. Now notify Directorate of Enforcement. Inform the Directorate of Enforcement whether whenever an entity is designated, means it is the duty of AD bank to report two people. First one is RBI, the second one is what? DOE. Let's start with the investigation, right? Right, students. Restrict inward remittance. Prohibit any inward remittance or debt servicing under automatic route for the untraceable entity. Now untraceable entity cannot make any payment. Even if they are willing to make the payment, they have to take approval route, not the automatic route. Got my point, students? Is it clear? We have done with what, beta? Untraceable. What is untraceable entity? The defaulter, right? The defaulter who took the loan and who vanished, right? The entity may be a firm, the entity may be a company, the entity may be any entity, right, which is eligible to accept the loans, right? When they'll be declared as an untraceable entity, first, they are not available in their registered office. Second, they have defaulted in filing their annual audit report for 2 consecutive financial years. Third, in last 2 consecutive quarters, 6 official attempt has been made and they are not communicating, right? In that situation, who would come into the action is the RBI. What the RBI will, the AD bank, I am sorry. AD bank will file the report with the RBI. They'll file the report with DOE, right? They'll ask for investigation and they'll debar further application of ECB from the untraceable entity, right? Now, if untraceable entity will become traceable and want to make any repayment or interest payment, they have to opt for approval route. They cannot opt for automatic route. Manageable, students, go and read, and if you are having any doubt, please ask. Is that clear? Is it clear? Manageable, beta? Total 10 topics we have done, right? Beta, whatever loan an Indian party is taking from overseas, can I say that it will be disclosed in balance of payment? You know what is balance of payment? Balance of payment is nothing more than a statement prepared by Reserve Bank of India every year, okay, in which they are putting two things: what are leading to outflow of foreign exchange from India, and what would lead to inflow of foreign exchange in India, right? Means exports are going to be credited and imports are going to be debited, right? So the entire balance of payment is being divided into two transactions, current account and capital account transaction. Current account transaction would be like export and import. Capital account transaction would be loans, right? So in that case, whatever loan all Indian entity must have taken, it will be reflected as a external debt liability in balance of payment, right? So who is going to pay it? The borrower. He'll surrender the Indian currency, he'll take the foreign exchange and he'll repay to the foreigners, right? But now they have become what beta? Untraceable. So now the government would have no obligation to pay that loan. So they'll reduce that loan from the balance of payment. Is it clear? The loan is not going to be written off. Is it clear? The loan is not going to be written off. Only what is going to be written off is external debt liability for government. For borrower, liability exists, right? He would be responsible to pay whenever he would become traceable, right? A legal action will be immediately taken against him. Is it clear? Got my point, students? Is it clear? Got everything? Got everything? Should we start further, beta? Should we start? Only two topics are pending when it comes to ECB. Okay. So starting with the process. What they are saying, the first one is loan registration number, right? Should we start, students? So if being an individual, can I accept TCB from outside India? Yes. Can a company accept TCB from outside India? Yes. Can a firm accept TCB outside India? Yes. But if you are willing to exercise your ECB right, first of all, to whom you will approach? AD Bank, because AD Bank is going to process the transfer, right? So you'll approach AD Bank and AD Bank will generate LRN number for you. What they'll generate, beta? What is LRN? Loan registration. If you are registered as a company, you are going to get SIN number, right? If you are registered as an individual with income tax department, you will get your PAN number, right? If you are registered your entity for deducting TDS, you are going to get your TIN number, right? If you are being registered with GST department, you are going to get GSTIN number, right? Right? Because over here in India, right, no authority is going to know you by your name, right? They are going to identify you with your registration number, right? Right, students? If I am registered with income tax department, how they'll recognize me? They'll recognize me with my PAN number or they'll recognize me with my name? My PAN number, right? For them, I'm what? A PAN number, right? I'm a specific PAN number, right? My identification is what, beta? So can I say that whenever any person is taking ECB, they have to generate their own LRN number, right? And every ECB that has been taken will be traceable with their LRN number, right? Every ECB will be provided with what, beta? Loan registration number. Loan registration number is what? If you are taking ECB, you have to generate what? LRN. But if you got delayed on that, penalty will be imposed. Even ECB, if suppose you are from approval automatic route, in that case you will apply for the loan without taking the approval, right? And the loan will be proceeded there, right? Although you must have parked it over there, but you have created a loan already, right? So even LRN can be taken later. That is not a problem, that you have to take LRN number. It is advisable you should take it before, but sometimes if it would become delayed, you cannot say that, right, your loan is wrong. Your loan is valid. You have to pay the penalty for delay in taking LRN number. Got my point, students? To whom the LRN number is being given? To every ECB, right? For every ECB, there will be a unique LRN number, right? Like if you are having any complaint in Swiggy and Zomato, what you are doing? You are filing a complaint. What they are issuing? A complaint number, right? Your complaint is identified as a number, right? If you call again that I have filed a complaint, please give me a resolution. What they'll ask? The complaint number, right? So will you are traceable to them with your name or your complaint number? Your complaint number, right? So if you want to know the status of ECB, what you will check? LRN number, right? Got my points, students? So what they are saying, before any borrowing under the ECB framework, the borrower must obtain a loan registration number from RBI. Submit a certified form ECB to your AD bank, which includes the loan terms and condition. The bank forward the form to RBI for LRN generation. You do not need to submit a copy of loan agreement to RBI. Got my point, students? So whenever your loan has been sanctioned, get a loan agreement ka copy, submit it with AD bank, and AD bank will generate LRN number for you, right? Right, students? Because you cannot license with RBI directly, you have to license through AD bank, right? Changes in terms and condition. Reporting changes. If any changes are made to ECB terms such as reduced repayment period or other adjustment, they must be reported. Submit a revised GCB form with RBI within 7 days. Suppose I have taken a loan from overseas, that is called ECB. Okay. Earlier, the minimum maturity period was 7 years. Okay, matlab I have taken a loan for 7 years, but I am allowed to take loan for 3 years as well. Now we got into a mutual agreement, and we have decided that we are going to repay back this loan in 4 years. Can I say that there is a change in terms and condition? Can I say that there is a... Suppose we got into a loan agreement, ECB agreement with the lender. He agreed that Rahul pay 10% per annum interest. Okay. But now my financial condition is not going good. So I approached him and I asked for the concession on interest. He's saying, okay, pay 8%. So can I say that there is a change in terms and condition? Is there change in terms and condition? Yes, beta, right? If I have taken a mortgage loan, means I have put certain pledge or mortgage with the what? The lender. Now I need further loan. Okay, so I have approached him. See, I have put a property of 10 CR with you, and you have just extended me 4 CR ka loan. Please increase it and extend more 4 CR ka loan. So if he is extending, can I say that terms and conditions are being changed? Can I say that? Right? Can I say that, students, the terms and conditions are being changed, right? So if what you are registering through LRN number is your terms and condition of loan, right? So if there is a change in terms and condition, you have to report it within the period of 7 years. Got my point, students? If there would be any change in the terms and condition of loan, you have to report it to whom? Have you done with your company loan? No, na? Suppose you are taking loan from here in India, na, you have to register a charge with ROC. What you have to register is beta charge. So when you are registering a charge with ROC, na, ROC is you understood that on what terms you have taken a loan. So if you are changing the terms and condition, again you have to report the change in terms and condition to whom, beta? RBI. But like if a lady got married, immediately they have to report it to the income tax department that their PAN card should carry a new surname, right? Because your name is being registered with the income tax department with your old name, right? But now your new name is going to be your right, different surname, right? So do you need to report to the authority? Yes, you have to report, right, students? So if you're registering with, suppose if you took a Aadhaar card, right, and there is certain changes in your address, do you need to report to the UIDAI? Yes, you have to report, right? Because your Aadhaar card is carrying your old address, and authority is known your only old address. Now you need to update your new address, right, students? So as you have taken an LRN, what you have registered is your terms and condition of loan, right? If there would be a change in terms and condition, what you'll have to do is, beta, you have to report it to the RBI within 7 days to AD bank. Now, suppose, giving you one more example, they have decided that, Rahul, we are going to charge an interest over and above 2% of the RBI rate. What they have decided? They have decided that whatever loan they have extended to me, they are going to charge how much, beta? Over and above 2% on of the RBI lending rate. Suppose the RBI lending rate for the year is 8%. So how much they'll charge? 10%, right? Next year, the RBI lending rate has become 9%. How much they are going to charge now? 11. Do I need to file the returns with authority now again? Should I need to file 7 days ke andar that changes in terms and condition? Do it is a change in terms and condition? Yes or no? Is it a change in terms and condition? Do we fluctuate that 2%? No. The base rate has been fluctuated. It is a statutory change. It is a regulatory change. It is not a change in terms and condition. Got my point, students? Is it clear? What I'm teaching you is about formality, how to raise ECB. The first formality is Generate loan registration number, right? Generate what, beta? Loan registration number, under which what they are saying that approach AD Bank, file the copy of loan agreement, right? File form number ECB. They'll approach RBI and they'll generate what? LRN number, right? Second, if there would be change in terms and condition within 7 days, report it to the AD Bank. They'll report it to RBI, and the relevant changes will be taken care by the RBI, right? Done, students. Manageable. Now, monthly reporting of transaction, we know that, right? We know now that monthly reporting is required. In conversion, we have understood, right? Every month you have to report it to AD Bank within 7 days of the end of the end of this month. ECB2 form, that will be your monthly return, right? That will keep the RBI updated that how much loan you have already paid. Is it clear? What you have to file monthly, beta? ECB2 form, right? Right, student, within 7 working days, right? Right? Change need to be reported within 7 days, and monthly return need to be filed within 7 working days, right? There is a difference between 7 days and 7 working days, right? Changes need to be reported within 7 days, and monthly return need to be submitted within 7 working days, right? Got my point, students? If there is delay in reporting such as failing to obtain LRN number, I told you, beta, can you take loan without LRN number? Can you take loan without LRN number? Yes, I told you na in the beginning itself, right? It is mandatory to have LRN number, but it is not mandatory to have it before, right? If you could not generate LRN number before taking the ECB, you can get it later, right? But what you'll have to pay is the penalty, right? So if there is delay in reporting such as failing to obtain LRN number before borrowing, submitting form ECB2 return, the borrower are regularized it by paying a late submission fees, right? Right, students? Done. We have done with the second last topic. How many topics we have done, students, in ECB? 11 topic. What was the first topic? Basics. Second, recognized lender. The third one is eligible borrower. The fourth one is, the fifth one is, the sixth one is, the seventh one is, the eighth one is, ninth one is, 10th one is untraceable entity, and 11th one is LRN, means the procedure of obtaining ECB. Very good, students. Is it clear? Now the last topic, exchange rate of ECB. Last topic I am covering, beta. Exchange rate of what? ECB. What I am starting, beta? Exchange rate of ECB. Okay. Conversion of foreign currency ECB to Indian rupee ECB. Rate at the prevailing exchange rate on the agreement date, or if the lender agrees, the lower rate can be used. For settlement, rate on the settlement date applies. See what they are saying, beta. If you are raising ECB, you are going to get foreign exchange, right? And if you want to bring it over here in India, right, you will get Indian rupees. So in what rate the ECB is going to be converted? So they are saying that the date, the rate applicable on agreement date, or any lower rate in which your lender is agreed. Is it clear? So suppose if you have taken a loan on 25th September, okay, or 25th August, right? That was your agreement date, right? On that date, if the rate applicable was 80 rupees, okay, rate applicable was 80 rupees. But your lender agrees, okay, let it converted into 75 rupees. You can get it converted into 75. But if he is asking it to get it converted in 82 rupees, can you get it converted in 82 rupees? No, right? He can lower the rate, but he cannot higher up the rate. Is it clear? The rate that has been applicable on agreement date, or any lower rate which is being agreed by the lender. Is it clear? Is it clear, students? So suppose if I have taken 1 million US dollar, right? If I have taken 1 million US dollar as a loan, right? And he is applying the rate of rupees 70, it will become 7 crore ka loan around, right? Right, students? Or if it is 80 rupees, it will become what? 8 crore ka loan, right? Got my point, students? Is it clear? Got my point? So what would be the rate of conversion? Date of agreement ka rate, or lower rate, whichever is being agreed by the lender. But in case of startup, it can only be the rate applicable on agreement date, right? Got my point, students? Is it clear? Further, they are saying that on the settlement date, whatever rate that has been applicable on settlement date will be applicable. Is it clear? That is why, as the ECB is going to be converted into Indian currency, right? That is why hedging is essential, right? Right? Why hedging is essential, beta? You may have taken it at the rate of 78, right? But you may have to repay at the rate of 80. Then who will cover up the risk of 2 rupees increase in your loan amount? 2 rupees is too much for the huge loan, right? So who is going to cover it up is your hedging contracts, right? Your derivative contracts, right? In which you have already agreed with a foreign bank that whatever the condition would be, he is going to sell you a dollar at a rate of 78 on future date, right? Got my point, student? Then what you will do, you will settle the amount by taking dollars from a foreign person who have agreed to give you at 78. Whatever would be the market rate in that case. Is it clear? Got my point, students? Now, limit and leverage, maximum ECB up to 750 million US dollar per financial year under automatic route. How much ECB you can raise beta through automatic route? 750. But if you are a manufacturing company, if you want to have minimum maturity period of 1 year, then minimum average maturity period of 1 year, you can raise 50 million, right? So every year, how much ECB you can raise through automatic route? What is automatic route, beta? A route where you need not to take approval of RBI, right? How much you can raise is 750 million US dollar, right? Right, students? 7:1 for ECB from direct foreign equity holder under automatic route, not applicable if total ECB is up to 5 million US dollar. Now, what I'm teaching you is the another point. First point is very clear that what rate will be applicable when it comes to converting the ECB into Indian currency. First is, if you are taking an ECB and you are not startup, in that case, agreement date ka rate or a lower rate as may be agreed between lender and you. In case of a startup, only agreement date ka rate, right? In case of settlement, only settlement date ka rate, right? For in order to secure your interest, in order to reduce your losses, you can get into hedging contract, right? For a startup, it was not mandatory, right? Right, students? Further, what is the second situation? What would be the limit of ECB? How much ECB you can raise through automatic route is 750 million US dollar per financial year, right? How much ECB you can raise, beta? 750 million US dollar through auto. Means if you are willing to raise more than 750 million US dollar, then you should go ahead with approval route, right? Right, students, है ना? And in FDI, what is approval route and automatic route, beta? If you comes under 100% free sectoral cap, then you can go ahead with automatic route. Otherwise, you have to go ahead with approval route, right? Right, students? Now they are saying that if you are raising equity from a foreign equity holder, if you are raising equity from, you have gone through with buyback, right? Have you gone through with buyback? In CMSL, have you gone through with buyback, right? What is the condition of buyback? Should not be more than 2:1, right? That is what, if you are getting into buyback, after buyback, your debt should not be more than 2 times of your equity, right? So same they are saying that if you're getting into ECB from your foreign equity holder, maximum how much ECB you can take? 7 times of their equity investment. Got my point, students? How much equity, how much ECB you can raise? Whatever amount they have invested in your business as an equity, uska kitna times? 7 times. Got my point, students? So from foreign equity holder maximum, suppose an investor has invested 1 million US dollar in my company, I can raise up to 7 million US dollar from him as an ECB. But this limit is not applicable if I am taking ECB up to 5 million from him. This limit is not applicable. Is it clear? Got my point, students? Got my point? What is the first condition? First condition is what? You can raise through automatic route. How much ECB can be raised? From unrelated person, 750 million US dollar. But from foreign equity holder, how much you can raise? 7 times of his equity investment, right? 7 times of his equity investment, right? But this 7 times limit is not applicable if the value of ECB is up to 5 million US dollar. Is it clear? If you're raising from foreign equity holder, how much? 5 million US dollar. This ceiling limit of 7 times is not applicable. Is it clear? Manageable, students? Manageable. And we know that when it comes to guarantee, we cannot take guarantee from Indian banks, right? We cannot accept guarantee from Indian banks are not allowed to give guarantee on ECB, right? Done, students. We have done with ECB chapter. Now what we have to do, we have to take care of the past year papers. Tomorrow we will discuss past year papers of ECB. Today you can have revision of the same. Is it clear? And today we are going to cover past year papers of FEMA. Done. Done, students. Go through. Manageable, students. Total how many questions we have done, beta? Just I'll list out the questions if it is working. What was the first question, beta? ECB, right? What was the second question? Was recognized lender, right? What was the third question? Eligible borrowers, right? What is the next question? MAMP, right? Minimum average maturity period. What was the fifth question? End use restrictions. What is the sixth question? Parking of ECB, right? Next, startups, right? Then oil marketing companies. Next, conversion. Next, untraceable entities. Next, what? Next, automatic route, right? Maximum limit for automatic route. This was the last question, no? What? And what the last question we have done, beta? Last question, last. After this automatic route limit. That debt equity ratio wala, right? Debt equity ratio. It should be how much debt equity ratio is allowed, beta? 7:1, but not applicable if your ECB balance is up to 5 trillion US dollar, right? Right, students, done. Entire chapter is pretty manageable, right? What would be the reporting requirement in ECB, students? 3 reporting requirements are there, right? First is whenever you are taking an ECB file, ECB form with AD Bank, and he'll generate LRN number for you, right? Second one is if there would be change in terms and condition of ECB within 7 days, you have to file ECB form again to report RBI about change in terms and condition. And if ECB subsists monthly, by the end of the 7 working days, you will have to file what? Monthly return of ECB 2, right? Right, students? ECB reporting. Tell me reporting. The first one is initial LRN by filing what, beta? By filing ECB form, right? ECB form, right? Then second one is change in terms and condition. Within how many days, beta? Not working days, right? And last one is what? Monthly. Within 7 working days, what do you have to file? ECB 2 form, right? ECB 2 is monthly return, right? Right, student? And all reporting should be to the AD Bank. AD Bank will file it to the RBI. Now tell me what is untraceable entity, beta? Untraceable. What is untraceable entity? 3 conditions, right? First, not in registered office, right? Right, students? Second, no audit report from past 2 years. The third one is no communication in last 2 quarters, right? 6 attempts, right? Right, students? Not informal communication, formal communication, right? Next one is limit of ECB is what? For manufacturing companies, how much ECB? 1 year, 50 million US dollar, right? The next limit is for startups. What is the limit? 3 million US dollar, right? For oil marketing company in total 10 billion US dollar, right students? For automatic route it is 750 million US dollar, right? Right students, or 7 is to 1 if taken from equity holder, right? How many limits came up, beta? If you are a manufacturing company, and you are willing to take ECB having MAMP of 1 year, you can take maximum up to 50 million US dollar, right? Second, if you are a startup, you can take up to 3 million US dollar. If you are a oil manufacturing company, total oil manufacturing company can take up to 10 billion US dollar. If you are coming under automatic route and you are taking from unrelated party, it is 750 million US dollar. But if you are taking it from your equity shareholder, it would be 7 is to 1, 7 times of his equity investment. But that limit is not applicable if if what if your loan limit is up to 5 million US dollar, right? Again repeat the limit. What was the first limit? For manufacturing company, if they want MAMP of up to what, MAMP of 1 year or more, right? Then for startups 3 million US dollar. For oil marketing companies, but this is not the individual limit, it is the total limit. Next, how much for automatic route? If you are taking from unrelated party. What is unrelated party, Nitin? What is unrelated party? You tell me. The girl behind you. Yes. What is unrelated party? The person who is not the equity shareholder, right? Right, student? Unrelated means he is not your equity shareholder. If he is your equity shareholder, how much you can take? 7 is to 1, right? 7 is to 1 would be the ratio. Whatever equity investment he has done, you can take 7 times of the same, right? But this is not going to be applicable if your total ECB is up to 5 billion US dollar. Done students, everything is done. We have done with what? ECB, right? Now what we'll do, beta, I'll take a break of 2-3 minutes again and we'll start with the new chapter. What do you want? Do you want me to cover the past year papers of FEMA first, or you want me to start the new chapter? Tell me. You have done with the revision of FEMA? Have you done with the revision of FEMA or not? Yesterday you have done. Are you confident in FEMA, or do you want me to get it done tomorrow? You will revise today. Sure. So today we will start with Consumer Protection Act. Hardly 1 hour. I'll take the next lecture. Okay. And then it's a long chapter. It will take around, I think, 2 lectures. Let's see. I'll tell you. Okay.